Again guys, and welcome back to my series on card magic tutorials. Yesterday I taught you how to do the French drop, which I think is a great little coin sleight. You can make a coin vanish into thin air, and in my first video I taught you all the rules of magic. If you haven't watched any of them before, please go back and watch the first one, because it's a series and hopefully we're going to have a bit of a progressive learning thing happening. Today I'm going to teach you the basic ways to hold a deck of cards, and also I'm going to teach you a self-working magic trick, which I think will be very useful, because it will mean that you won't have to focus so much on what your hands are doing, i.e. sleight of hand or anything like that, but you'll be able to work on your patter, which is very important, because that's all to do with the presentation of the trick and also the audience's perception of what it is that you're trying to get across, which I think is very important.
So, without further ado.
So here, as you can see, I've got my full deck, jokers included, laid out in what is called a ribbon spread, but we'll get back to the ribbon spread another time. First, I'm going to show you how to hold a deck of cards. Now, the way that magicians hold a deck of cards is very important. It gives you access to all of the sides, as you'll see. So what we've got here is basic mechanics grip. This is some more terminology for you to remember. This is mechanics grip. What it means is that you can use your thumb down this end to riffle, that's terminology, and also you've got 3 fingers here supporting this edge and 1 finger here supporting this edge. Now my inclination is to tilt the deck slightly towards this finger, just because if you were to do this, you might lose the cards like that, but you don't want that to happen. So if you just tilt them slightly forwards, it'll definitely help you with your card handling. The other main grip in card handling is biddle grip, which is where you take your right hand and come over the top, hold with your thumb at the back and your middle finger at the front. Now what this allows for is a cut. That is a standard cut. So you use your forefinger to separate the deck at the front, you take it into your left hand, into mechanics grip, and you put the bottom pile on top. Now what I want you to notice, because this is going to be important for our self-working card trick, is that the top card at the minute is the 10 of clubs, and the bottom card is the ace of diamonds. So when you cut the cards from biddle grip into mechanics grip, like so, what you've actually done is you've placed the ace of diamonds on top of the 10 of clubs. And it's a little known fact that when you're cutting the cards, you're actually not affecting the order of the cards at all. I mean, essentially, what I could do, if I'm really lucky, is I could cut back to that ace of diamonds, which I think I can do for you. You see it's there. So if I was to dead that cut like that, the ace of diamonds would be back at the bottom and the clubs would be back at the top, and the whole order of the deck would stay the same. I probably should have put the deck in new deck order so that you could have seen that more clearly, but hopefully that makes sense. So without further ado, we're going to do a little self-working card trick. It's very, very easy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, well, the way you would start this is you would hand the deck out to be shuffled by a spectator, but I haven't got anybody here, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards. By the way guys, this trick is called twins. I had to do a little bit of research because I don't really do much self-working magic anymore. So if we just mix the deck, just so that it's fair, you get the spectators to do this obviously. You can do this with a borrowed deck, or any deck that you can find lying about the house. Waddingtons are just as good as bicycles are for this. So what you do is when you get the deck back, you go through and you say, I'm going to take out 2 predictions. So as I go through with the fan, I do what's called an up jog, which is just this hand contacts the back of the card and I push it up to the top like that. So I'm taking out 2 prediction cards. So I think we're going to have those 2. I'll take those down like that and I'll pop them there. Now I'm going to say to my spectator, I'm going to let you see these. So the cards we've got are the 5 of hearts and the jack of diamonds. Okay, so now I give the spectator a free chance just to say stop whenever they are ready. And as soon as they say stop, say they were to say stop there, we'd take the 5 of hearts and we'd place it there, face up in the deck. Now, you can do this with 2 spectators, but let's just say for this example that we're going through with the same spectator, and the spectator was to say stop a second time just here. Okay, so we take the jack of diamonds, place that into the deck, just like that. Now, if I go back and do another ribbon spread, and you don't have to do this, you can You can fan through the cards if you want, but what you're looking for is the two face-up cards. So now, if you look, we've got that card and that card, so we can put the 5 and the card above it just there, and the jack just there. Okay, so we've got 4 cards now, and remember the spectator had a free choice. They could have said stop whenever they wanted. So let's just have a look what they've come to. So with the 5 of hearts, we've actually found the 5 of diamonds, which could at this point be a coincidence, but there's no way it can be a coincidence if the jack of diamonds has found its soulmate also, the jack of hearts. That trick is called twins, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay then guys, so this is the tutorial explanation for how to do the twin self-working card trick. One thing I should have explained as I was going through and I checked, I should have explained also that if you have 2 cards that are the same value, i.e. queens, and they are the same colour, they are commonly known as soulmates in Magic. That's your effect, is that you're trying to get each card to find the soulmate, but you're allowing the spectators to do it, to give it the element of magic. So we're going to go through, we're going to make this very clear for our purposes. So we're going to do it with the aces. So we're going to have a black ace at the bottom. You don't need any setup with this, by the way. If you're doing this impromptu and you've just handed out a shuffled deck, you would receive the deck back and you would note the top and the bottom card. So that's this card, which in this example is going to be the ace of spades, and the top card. And you do this as soon as you receive the deck back from having it shuffled. You take it and you give it a fan, like this. So you can easily spy this bottom card, the ace of spades, and what you're going to do then is you're going to look through for the ace of spades soulmate and up jog it, as I explained. So you just hold the up jog when you've got the cards like this. You hold the up jog in position with this thumb out of the fan, and then you're going to catch a glimpse of the top card on the deck, which as you can see is this ace of hearts. So you're going to look for the soulmate for the ace of hearts, which is the ace of diamonds, and up jog it. So what you'll be left with is 2 cards sticking out of the deck. Now you can just strip those out and put them down on the table there, and essentially you're ready to go. So what happens is you turn them face up, and you actually want to make sure that you've done that exactly. So as you strip them out of the deck, you put them face down like that, and then you explain to your spectator that you're going to show them the cards. So now when you turn them up, you're perfectly ready to start. So we've got the ace of diamonds and the ace of clubs. On the bottom of the deck I've got the ace of spades. On the top I've got the ace of hearts. So all I'm doing, and I start dealing off cards before I explain that they're going to say stop, because then I'm burying the ace of hearts at the bottom, because it's the first card I deal. I'll show you that again. So we've got the ace of hearts, and I deal it first, so it goes to the bottom of the pile like so. And whenever they want to call stop, they can call stop. It doesn't matter where they do it. You could even take off small packets of cards like that. But say they said stop there, you would take the ace of clubs and place it face up. Now look what happens here. Because I've got the ace of spades at the bottom, and I place it on to the ace of clubs, they've met each other. The soulmates have met each other. So what we do is we go through again for the ace of diamonds. Again, you could do this with a second spectator. That's not a problem at all, and you just go through and you'd explain that they can say stop whenever they're ready. I wouldn't do any of that group stuff here where you take groups of cards and pop them down, because you just don't know what's going to happen. So whenever they call stop, you pop the ace of diamonds into the deck face up, and because when you dealt the first card down in the initial part of the trick, you've got the ace of hearts at the bottom, which is then going to sit on top of the ace of diamonds, like so. So now you're free to cut the cards if you want, because you will not be damaging the order, as I explained earlier. You can cut them, but don't do anything too complicated. Just cuts. Even maybe invite your spectator to cut the cards. So if they were to cut them like so, you're not going to damage any of the work you've done. You can spread through the cards like so, and you'll see that we've got 2 cards next to each other, like so. So we've got those ones there. Another way of doing this, just to give you a couple of options, is to simply go through and then you pop those two there, and you take the, remember you always take the card above the face-up card, so we pop those there like that, and then you could even spread your whole deck out like that for presentation purposes, and you could say, wouldn't it be a coincidence if when you said stop you had managed to find the Ace of Clubs soulmate, and there you would have it. And also over here you've then found the Ace of Hearts, and there you have it, guys. That's twins. That's a self-working card trick. You can put any presentational angle on that you want whatsoever, but for now I would say perhaps just practice the mechanics of the trick. Make sure you're used to the working of the trick before you try and perform it live. And what you'll find is the more you perform it live, the more you perform it for actual spectators, the more fluid what you're saying will become, and the more believable it will become as well. Lying something you're going to have to get used to, unfortunately, if you want to create effects for people. But I hope that that's been a useful tutorial, and I'm going to come back. What we're going to do, I'm going to teach you, I think it's 3, maybe 2 or 3 self-working card tricks, and then I'm going to show you how you can use them all as one. So you've got a nice sort of 3 card tricks woven into one. It'll probably be about a 10-minute routine once you've added in all your patter and stuff, and we will talk more about patter. I'm sorry I haven't really, because I'm still getting over my cold, and also today I've spent about 3 hours trying to work out that little intro sequence that we put together. I'm doing this all on my own. I'm having to learn about iMovie, so I'm hoping that what you're receiving is you know, worth watching. And yeah, so there you go. I've shown you twins. I've shown you how to do it. Go away, practice, practice, practice. Always practice, you know, for a good hour or so before you show anybody. And don't be downhearted about anything. I mean, you should just feel good about yourself. So, you know, I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please like, comment, rate and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much, guys. I'll talk to you soon.